Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and in this episode we're going to go back over to the Ferrari engine and see if we can mount some injectors. Alright, those of you watching last week will have seen that I built myself my crank angle sensor and sort of mounted it all up. There are a few questions about what I was doing here. I will go through and I'll weld this on. I'll just put a few tacks around this to weld the wheel onto the pulley. I was referring to this pulley as a harmonic balancer, which it is actually not, I don't believe. I think a harmonic balancer usually has like a sort of a rubber mounting in it to sort of take up some of the vibration, whereas this is a solid wheel that's already done. This old engine would have been well balanced from the factory. Its factory red line is 8,700 RPM, which is insanely high for a V8. So I will probably get this balanced properly when I get the tail shaft balanced. Thank you for a bunch of you put in some suggestions of tail shaft places. Wheel shops, I did very, very briefly sort of think of wheel shops because that's obviously where you get wheels balanced, but they're nowhere near accurate enough for something this small, because obviously the bigger the diameter gets, the more variation there is. The tighter the diameter, there's very little variation, and this is very small, so yeah, they wouldn't be any good for that. But the shop that does the tail shaft, I'm sure will be able to balance this and will be good. Oh, and another thing, a few questions asking why I didn't use the 3-jaw chuck on the lathe to just mount this in and then it's centered. And the 3-jaw chuck is quite good, but it's not perfect. Basically, you can put a piece into a 3-jaw chuck and then take it out and put it back in again, and it will not be perfectly centered every time. There is variation in it, which is why I used the 4-jaw chuck, so that I could spend the time to get it perfectly centered, because I didn't want to take this out of shape in any way. I wanted to keep it as close to how it was originally turned, and yeah, so that's the reason I did that. Moving on, let's have a look at the injectors. Okay, so for those of you who've been following along for a while, will have seen that I actually got this manifold, this Ferrari manifold, and I cut a big section out of it. This is the part that I cut out, and this actually had the original injector mount. So this is the original injector rail with the injectors in it that sat in here, and obviously now it's interfering and getting in the way. I knew that was going to be the case when I chopped it down, but I needed to get clearance so they didn't sit miles out of the bonnet, but also yeah, just it needed to be changed for a couple of reasons. So what I've got now is this rail is too high to be able to sit in here and hold the injectors in and be able to get to everything, which is why I went to Raceworks and I got myself some of these much shorter injectors. These are actually from an LS engine. They're Commodore LS over here, and basically I'm going to swap these out, so hopefully we can get this fuel rail sitting lower and tuck in and fit where I want it to. So I spent a lot of time here trimming, sort of shaving the bottom of the plenum and also trimming the mounts on the fuel rail itself so that I could tuck it in here. And now that I've got it in, I've realised to get it square, get the injectors nice and square with the holes the way they're supposed to be, I'm still not going to be able to get a bolt in the top of the rail mounts. So I'm going to have to flip the rail around and have the mounts lower here. So I'm going to have to make mounts that come off the back of the plenum that I can bolt onto under this way. So let's flip the rails around and see what I'm going to do about making a mount. Okay, so what you can see here, because of the shape of this mounting, usually these are around the other way, there's sort of interference, so I've had to use a nut and a washer as a spacer. I'll make up some better spacers at a later date, but that does the job nicely. And what it is, I cut the other mounts out and part of the tubes, and they sort of sit up over the top there and are touching onto the tubes, basically where they were previously of the plenum. And that is where I'm going to now try and pull this apart, clean it up, and see if I can get a TIG in there to tack it together. Okay, that was pretty dumb. To start with, I hadn't switched the TIG over to AC, so I was just making a mess. And in the end, I ended up heating it up too much, and I actually did a little bit of cooking of the injectors, so I may have wrecked 2 injectors, which is not smart, but thankfully these are relatively readily available. They're not Ferrari injectors. Even though Bosch makes both, it's just a Bosch part. It's just, these will be much easier to replace. But they may still work. It's only just sort of singed the plastic a little bit, so I don't think it's probably damaged them. But it made me realise, and I sort of knew it before I started, that it wasn't going to be smart doing it with the injectors in there. I thought I might be able to just tack them, but I really need to heat these up a lot more to be able to get anything to even just stick. So I'm going to have to come up with another way to get the fuel rails in the exact right spot before I go through and try and tack them on again. So doing it without injectors in the place. All right, so I went and did a bunch of head scratching over lunch and came up with these. So basically what I've done is I've got a block of timber and a spacer that make it to basically the exact same height of those injectors. And I drilled holes through them, as you saw, and put a bolt through the center of it. And that bolt sits nicely just into the injector hole. It just fits in there, and that gives me the spacing I need and a nice level surface, which is basically what I want to make sure that these caps sit at. They sit nice and level. So I'll now be able to sort of sit them on there and have the rail in the exact right spacing. But obviously I need to try and line it up, but I can actually see the middle ones. So I should be able to line it up reasonably well by eye. I just need to find a way to clamp this onto the block here so that it stays still while I tack it together, and then hopefully I don't have to worry about killing injectors. Let's give it another go. It's not pretty, but it's solid. I'm definitely going to have to tidy these welds up later. They, yeah, that was not pretty at all. But it's there, it's solid, it's in the right place. The injectors are held in firmly, so that is a win. So that means it's one side down, one side to go. Hopefully, now I know what I'm doing, the other side should be a little bit smoother. Yeah, it works. Not pretty, but it works. Okay, fuel rails are mounted, so that's another job down, and we are chipping away at it. I am looking at the engine now, and I'm thinking that pretty much all of the systems are hooked up. I mean, I still need to do the actual plumbing and wiring, but I have now sorted out all of the major parts of this build, which is a fantastic stage to be at. So now we need to continue work. There's still lots of things to get done on this. I've still got to work out what I'm doing with the heater system inside the car. There's still plenty of bodywork to do. There's still reinforcing of the bodywork to do. There's still fuel lines, brake lines, all the chrome on the car. I've still got to fit the wheels and the brakes, and there's lots and lots of things left to do. It's getting there though. Where I'm really happy with the progress. But it's a short one this week. Mrs. Jeff is away this week, so there won't be any fun facts. Sorry, guys. So hopefully you're enjoying this. If you are, do the usual stuff, like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. It does actually help. Join us on Patreon. Watch these videos a day early, ad-free. And I'll see you on the next one. See you guys.